Hello, everybody. My name is Dan DeCastro. I'm a composer. I graduated from NYU with a master's in music composition under the tutelage of Justin Della Gioia from Juilliard School of Music, son of late Norman Della Gioia. And I also studied with Denise Hughes, a film composer instructor at NYU. I specialize in writing video game music. I have a couple of colleagues in the industry, actually one primarily, Austin Wintory, who scored the game Journey, and a few others to boot. Essentially, this is something I wanted to point out. I use Sonar. I've been using it for about 17 years now, and I need to point something out. I've been trying to point it out to Sonar developers for years now, and they've been unable to understand or maybe see the point behind what I'm trying to make. This is the piano scroll view. Now, for earlier versions of Sonar, I was at one point able to copy over on the fly notes from one track to another. So let's say I have my flute track selected, but I want to copy the same note value that I see in my flute track. For example, right over here, there's a whole note, okay? I'm sorry, not a whole note, it's a quarter note. It's on one beat of measure 2. I want to copy that same note value over into my oboe simply by clicking this track over here. So if I want to like copy and I have an oboe selected now, so if I copy and paste, watch what happens. So I hold Control down, ready to click and drag that note. Let's see if I can do it here, so you guys can see it. I usually need my left hand for this, but I'm going to try to do it with one hand to show. Once I click, it switches back to the bassoon track. You see what happened? That bassoon track, it went from the oboe track to the bassoon track. I don't want that to happen. I want the oboe track to stay activated when I'm selecting my bassoon note, because I want to take that bassoon note and copy it like so. Let me just get over it. It's hard to do this while I'm recording a video. But you see how I copy that note? It ends up being a bassoon. I don't want it to be a bassoon note. I want it to be an oboe note. Simply by clicking the oboe track, it'd make things a lot easier. The way that I currently have to do it is I actually have to, I can't just, do it on the fly. Let's say I want to do, I want to select multiple notes, right, from one track. Let's select these 4 bassoon notes, for example. Well, I want to copy those same notes into the bassoon track without having to do this. This is the most tedious steps ever. This is how I currently have to do it. I have to right-click or press Control-C, right, which is copy. Then I have to select my track, guess my way onto the measure pattern that I want to be on, and Control-V, or go to Paste Special. This is so tedious. Right now, I would have done it a long time ago if they had just kept it the way that it was in Cakewalk Sonar 2. So now I have to Paste Special, I have to select my starting time, then I have to press OK, and it pastes. And it doesn't even paste it on the note value that I want it to paste. It pastes it on the same note value of the notes that I selected. So anyway, this is a problem that could be simply solved if they had just found some way to lock or to let me stay in my track as I select other notes in different tracks on the piano scroll view. I'd be able to copy canons over, whole melodies, and double them in other tracks on the fly. It would make my workflow much less tedious, and it used to be that way with the earlier versions of Sonar, but somehow some person decided to change it, and I think it was a big mistake. If there was just an option to say copy across tracks or something like that, maybe you guys don't want to give me credit for that. That's the only reason I can think that Sonar hasn't yet moved on that, because I guess they don't want to, have to pay me. I'm not asking for any money at all. I purchased the software and I love it. I think it's the best software that was ever made to compose music. And I've written, whole symphonic scores on Sonar, and I can show those works. To demonstrate that I'm somebody that you want to accommodate. I'm a talented composer, and I have potential to make a lot of money and create art that people will buy, and I can tell them all, I wrote it all on Sonar. Like, what do you have to lose? All right. I mean, if you can make that adjustment, that would make my day. It was the one adjustment that's actually discouraged me from writing music, because it really bumbled my workflow up a lot. And to be honest with you, this smart tool thing now, it's a little bit weird. Like, there's certain things that I wish would happen with the smart tool. Like, you see how you have to, in order to write a note out, I can't just click and a note comes out. You see? I'm clicking right now. I want my note to be written. Now it asks you to click the note, click and then drag a little bit, and then the note is written. That's actually very tedious too. Like a pain in the neck. Whose idea is that? How can I disable that? Is there a way to make it so that it's like the original Sonar, so that when I click my notes, I'm clicking the keyboard right now. Look, and a note has been written, but maybe because I drag. But look, I'm clicking. Click, 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 click. Right now I would have written 7 notes, but instead I have to click, drag. That's an extra step. Why make it more difficult for people? So I hope this video explains like my two biggest problems right now with Cakewalk Sonar's piano scroll view, and something is done about it. Thank you very much. You guys have a nice day.